Hello, my name's Simon and I'm the lead instructor for Urban Fox Self-Defense. Now, I'm covering this topic about a manager of Tesco who was fired for manhandling a shoplifter for two reasons. One, because I wanted to talk about this specific incident, but also because I've been approached by a friend who is currently furloughed at the moment. He works for a borough council, which I can't name at the moment, and he's been asked to switch from his normal job working as a lighting rigger in the entertainment industry to working for what's been dubbed park enforcement or park security. He hasn't had any formal training about this, and he's been told that he's not allowed to manhandle anybody. And a colleague who was doing something similar before he was put onto it was approached by somebody who had a weapon. He promptly told them to go away. Well, he didn't use those exact words. He used a slightly different word, and the first one begins with truck, so I can let you guess the rest. And he filed an incident report, like he was told to. Any sort of incidences where somebody puts their hands on the person, they're to file an incident form. They're not allowed to retaliate. Now, this is something that worries me quite a lot because there is actually legislation that says that you have the right to defend yourself, which I'll cover in just a minute. But firstly, let's talk about Mr El Gorrou. My apologies if I've pronounced your name wrong. If I have, please get in touch and I will obviously update it with the correct pronunciation. So he was dealing with a shoplifter in a Tesco store, which hasn't been named, which is fine, I can understand that, which Tesco's have made quite clear that it was the East London store had no security staff despite being regarded as high risk because it was targeted by often violent shoplifters. Now this worries me slightly because obviously if Tesco's were aware of this already and they hadn't done anything about it, but that's by the by, that's not what we're covering today. So that means firstly, Mr El Gorrou was dealing with him, invited him into the store office. At this stage, the claimant did not feel threatened. It was a situation that the claimant will have managed professionally countless times before. Now, it does say at the beginning of this article he had 20 years of blemish-free service. So I would say that you've done probably quite a good job for the last 20 years with blemish-free service. So well done to you, sir. Outside the office were staff and customers who could get hurt. The claimant then made a split-second decision to restrain the shoplifter to protect himself and others. The claimant's actions, viewed objectively, were reasonable in all circumstances as he believed them to be at the time, in defence of himself and others. So that tells me that he acted in self-defence, which is completely legal. A friend of mine, Mark Dawes, NFPS, check him out. He's very good man. He wrote a blog post, which I'll include a link to at the bottom of this video, that says that you can't contract out or you can't build a wall to stop the law. Now, there are three pieces of legislation, well, three laws or acts, whichever you want to look at it, that state, well, they are the 1967 Criminal Justice Act. This is defined as a law that allows people to effect an arrest of unlawful persons at large, but above all to prevent a crime. Now, this says to me that the store manager was preventing a crime because he was preventing anybody else being the victim of violence, and he was also preventing criminal damage, so that's two reasons why he was able to use physical force in the law. Secondly, you have common law. This is laws that have been created by judges and has been developed over many hundreds of years. Now, common law has stated that you have the right to defend yourself. That again, that's not in dispute. And lastly, you have the Criminal Justice and Immigrant Act of 2008. This law was introduced to restate what has been expressed by judges in decisions to allow it to be clearer. So it shows that you have the right to defend yourself. It is enshrined in law. There is no contract, no physical thing that can stop the law wherever you work. So that could be in a hospital, it could be in a shop, it's anywhere. You have that right to defend yourself and nobody can stop that. Now, as you can see, he was disciplined by Tesco's and he was summarily dismissed. Now, he took them to tribunal and he won. And congratulations to him. I think it's well deserved. And he was awarded over £40,000 for unfair dismissal at the employment tribunal. So I've read through the tribunal notes, which are available online, and it makes for quite interesting reading. It's not just the judge found that even if Mr El Gorrou had breached the policy, Tesco dismissing the claimant was not within the band of reasonable responses, and then you can see them laid out just there. So yeah, I think that you have the right to defend yourself. It is enshrined in law. If you want to learn self-defense, I am more than happy to teach you. Drop me a line. My phone number's on my website. If you're not sure and you want me to if you want to ask me some questions, please do. Please give me a ring. I'm more than happy to talk to you. If I don't know the answer, I will find the answer for you. That's just how I work. So self-defense classes are starting soon, and I'm also doing a personal safety webinar at the beginning of next month. So it'll be really, really, really good to talk to you, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon.